Turning to our top story this evening in the ongoing search for Nancy Guthrie, the Pima County Sheriff's Department says the suspect's clothes may have been purchased from Walmart, but they're not exclusively available at that store.
Strange. Annie Guthrie, we don't think is staying there anymore, or her husband.
Imagine this. The camera shakes slightly, capturing a trembling hand, Nancy's hand, holding her phone, her eyes wide with terror, barely blinking as if every second might be her last. What she captured on that video, no one was supposed to see. But now, the footage is out, and it's horrifying. You're about to witness the last moments Nancy ever recorded before she was taken, a chilling glimpse into a nightmare that no one could have predicted. The screams, the frantic whispering, the way the shadows moved across the room, it's all there. And what's worse, someone somewhere is watching her. And they knew exactly what they were doing. Sources claim this video was leaked by an insider who's terrified, whispering that the footage reveals secrets even the FBI didn't know. Social media is exploding. People are calling it the most disturbing video of the year, proof that Nancy's last moments were full of betrayal, and some are even claiming it shows evidence of a shocking twist no one expected. But here's the question burning in everyone's mind: who is behind this? And why did they let the world see Nancy's final stand? Stick around, because what we're about to uncover will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about this case. To understand the nightmare that unfolded, you first need to understand Nancy Guthrie, a woman who seemed ordinary, but whose life was anything but simple. Nancy, 84 years old, the mother of SAVANNAH Guthrie, the face millions see every morning on NBC, lived quietly in the Catalina foothills of Tucson, Arizona. But behind that calm exterior, there were cracks, secrets, and connections that no one could have predicted. She wasn't just a mother. She was a pillar, a strategist in her own right, the kind of woman who commanded loyalty without even trying. SAVANNAH Guthrie rose to fame with poise and charm, but anyone who watched her closely knew she inherited something intense from Nancy, an unwavering will and the ability to stay calm under pressure. Friends describe Nancy as warm, fiercely protective, and sometimes startlingly shrewd, the type of mother who quietly orchestrates the lives around her without anyone realizing. And it wasn't just SAVANNAH. Her siblings, Annie and Cameron, also orbit around Nancy, drawn in by a gravitational force that only a mother like her could command. But here's where the tension starts. Over the years, Nancy's life intersected with people who weren't always what they seemed. According to leaked sources, there were whispered threats, mysterious visitors, and shadowy figures spotted near her home weeks before the abduction. People in the neighborhood recall odd incidents: a car parked for hours, a stranger glancing from the bushes, deliveries that didn't make sense. These seemingly small details, at the time dismissed, now form a chilling tapestry of a meticulously planned operation. And it all came to a head on the night of January 31st, 2026. SAVANNAH dropped Nancy off at her home, unaware that this routine act would mark the last time anyone saw her alive. According to insiders, the house, a modest adobe with decades of family history, was targeted not randomly, but deliberately. The porch camera, a simple Nest doorbell, was the first line of defense, and it became the first clue that something sinister was afoot. Investigators later revealed that someone tampered with it before the abduction, cutting off the live feed, a premeditated move that screamed experience, planning, and chilling intent. Here's the part that has investigators scratching their heads. The blood evidence left inside the house, traces on the porch, and the untouched personal belongings suggest that Nancy never went willingly. Her pink cane, her medication, her purse, all left behind. And yet, for over a week, there was no solid lead. No eyewitness. No vehicle. No fingerprints. Just fragments. A black glove with unknown DNA, later uploaded into Cody's, which returned no match. That means the suspect had no criminal history, someone invisible, someone meticulously careful, someone who vanished before leaving a trace. But it wasn't just about the blood or the glove. The recovered doorbell footage, once believed erased, shows a masked figure walking calmly on Nancy's porch in the dead of night, holding a phone. Calm. Methodical. Almost like a predator rehearsed. And the insiders claim this person knew the property intimately, a detail that turned the investigation from a desperate search into a chilling puzzle. Walmart purchase records, backpack sales, gun holsters, even cell tower pings are being scoured. Sources say the FBI has narrowed 40 to 50,000 tips down to 40 potential suspects. 40. And the sealed arrest warrant? It's reportedly ready to be executed at any moment. Meanwhile, the personal stakes are heart-wrenching. Savannah, Annie, and Cameron are trapped between hope and terror. Every day brings a new wave of panic, every unanswered message a spike of adrenaline. Friends report that the family's social media posts have become almost a chronicle of a living nightmare, pleas for help, snippets of Nancy's life, and messages to the unknown abductor. One insider claims Savannah recorded a video the night she realized her mother was missing, speaking directly to the captor with a voice that trembled but refused to break, pleading, bargaining, begging for her mother's safe return. And the world has taken notice. Online communities exploded after the footage leaked, debating the timing, the intent, the identity of the masked man. Conspiracy theories emerged within hours. Was this a targeted attack due to Savannah's journalism? Was it revenge? Was it someone from the family's past finally resurfacing? Each theory is more disturbing than the last, because the truth, if it ever comes, is likely even more chilling. The psychological toll on the family is almost unimaginable. Sources close to Savannah describe moments when she breaks down, only to compose herself seconds later, knowing that every display of panic could compromise her mother's safety. Meanwhile, investigators work tirelessly, combing through every scrap of evidence, every purchase record, every digital footprint the abductor might have left behind. Yet, even with advanced technology, the suspect remains one step ahead. And here's the kicker. Insiders reveal that the suspect may not have acted alone. Cryptic comments from unidentified sources hint at accomplices, watching from the shadows, ready to step in if the operation faltered. Every twist, every revelation, only adds layers to a mystery that feels like it's spiraling out of control. The stage is set. A calculated abduction. A family clinging to hope. A suspect who may never have a criminal record. And footage that, if decoded correctly, could change everything. But hold on, what happened next would shock even the most seasoned investigators. Because what the FBI uncovered in the following hours would rewrite the narrative entirely. The night of Nancy's disappearance wasn't just a tragedy, it was a meticulously orchestrated operation that no one saw coming. Sources close to the investigation describe the scene as chillingly precise, almost cinematic. Surveillance footage shows shadows moving in perfect coordination, and insiders claim that every step of the abduction was timed down to the second. Then came the messages. Anonymous tips started pouring in, cryptic notes left at the scene, text messages to Savannah that vanished before they could be traced, social media posts that seemed to taunt the family. One tipster wrote, "You're looking in the wrong place. She's closer than you think." Another insider revealed a bizarre twist. Someone allegedly leaked a private video of Savannah comforting Nancy earlier that evening, a video that now fuels conspiracy theories about who might have wanted Nancy gone. The emotional toll on Savannah was immediate and extreme. Sources say she recorded a frantic plea moments after discovering her mother missing, her voice shaking but full of determination. "Please, someone, anyone, help her," she says, staring into the camera as if talking directly to the abductor. It's a moment so raw and gut-wrenching that even seasoned FBI agents reportedly had to step outside to compose themselves. Every word, every glance, every heartbeat in that recording screams desperation and fear. And here's where the betrayal deepens. Investigators reportedly found evidence suggesting someone in Nancy's inner circle may have cooperated with the abductor, intentionally or unintentionally. Financial transactions, deleted emails, and suddenly wiped devices point to a web of complicity no one anticipated. The question on everyone's lips: who would betray Nancy and why? Was it greed? Revenge? A vendetta tied to Savannah's high-profile journalism? Or something far darker, hidden in the shadows of her family's history? The social media storm erupted almost immediately. Fans, influencers, and even minor celebrities began speculating wildly. One Twitter post claimed, "If Nancy was taken by someone close, it changes everything. This isn't just an abduction, it's a warning." Another thread exploded with comments about genetic genealogy, suggesting that someone might have tried to cover their DNA trail through relatives, a detail that investigators later confirmed. Reddit forums lit up overnight with posts theorizing that the masked man might not have acted alone, that perhaps a team executed the operation like a high-stakes heist. The first twist, however, was delivered directly from inside the investigation itself. Leaked sources revealed that the abductor had accessed a backup of the home security system weeks in advance, indicating premeditation at a level that stunned even seasoned agents. Every timing, every entry point, every security lapse had been exploited. And here's the kicker. The suspect may have had a secondary motive beyond ransom or disappearance. Sources hint at connections to SAVANNAH's reporting on sensitive stories, suggesting this may have been personal, targeted, and terrifyingly specific. As the day turned to night, every lead the FBI followed seemed to fork into another labyrinth. Every tip brought more questions than answers. And just when the family thought they might get a trace, a hint, a sign, the discovery of Nancy's abandoned Range Rover and that black glove rewrote the narrative completely. The abduction was no longer just a crime. It was a statement, a challenge. And the biggest question now looms: who is behind it and what do they truly want? But as investigators dug deeper, another horrifying detail came to light, a detail that no one saw coming and that threatens to shatter everything the family thought they knew about trust, loyalty, and safety. Just when it seemed the abduction couldn't get any darker, a second revelation shook the investigation to its core. Leaked sources now claim that Nancy's phone had been remotely accessed, her private messages, contacts, even location data, all compromised before she was ever taken. Investigators believe the abductor, or abductors, had been tracking her for weeks, possibly months, building a detailed dossier on her routines, habits, and even SAVANNAH's movements. The audacity of it was jaw-dropping. Someone had been inside Nancy's life, silently watching, manipulating, and orchestrating every terrifying moment. And then the social media explosion began. Fans started posting screenshots of deleted Instagram DMs that hinted at a mysterious friend who knew too much. One tweet read, "She trusted someone, and that's the mistake that cost her everything. Savannah, beware." Reddit forums went wild, dissecting the leaked footage of the masked man on Nancy's porch, every step replayed, every movement analyzed. Conspiracy theories spread like wildfire, with some claiming the abductor had ties to shadowy networks that specialize in high-profile kidnappings. But the story wasn't just online. Celebrity insiders began weighing in, leaking their own shocking suspicions. One influencer tweeted, "If the glove DNA comes back clean, this isn't random. It's a professional. Someone who knew what they were doing, someone with resources." Another added, "I know people in law enforcement. This isn't just a kidnapping. This is personal. And someone is pulling strings behind the scenes." Suddenly, what started as a private family tragedy became a national spectacle, with every new leak fueling panic, outrage, and obsession. Then came the bombshell. Sources revealed that financial transactions from Nancy's relatives were flagged large, unusual sums moving through accounts days before the abduction. Investigators are reportedly examining whether these funds were meant to facilitate the operation, or worse, if someone inside the family had unknowingly or knowingly enabled the abduction. The mere thought sent shockwaves through SAVANNAH's inner circle. Friends who once seemed trustworthy were now under suspicion. Allies suddenly felt like enemies. Every relationship was under scrutiny. And just when it seemed the chaos couldn't intensify, a second piece of surveillance surfaced, a night vision camera from a neighbor's property showing a vehicle following Nancy's Range Rover minutes before it was abandoned. The car's plates were obscured, the driver masked, and yet, experts claim the pattern of movement suggests military-level planning. The abduction was no longer just a crime of opportunity, it was a calculated, high-stakes operation with layers that even the FBI had never encountered before. The shocking reveal? Insiders now whisper that the abductor may have left a deliberate clue inside the abandoned car, a cryptic note meant for SAVANNAH, hinting at motives tied directly to her investigative reporting. The family's worst fears were confirmed. This was personal, meticulously planned, and far from over. And as the story continues to unravel, one chilling question remains. Who is orchestrating this nightmare from the shadows, and what will they do next? The suspense isn't just rising, it's about to explode. And what happens next could rewrite everything we thought we knew about trust, family, and danger. As news of Nancy's abduction and the shocking surveillance leaks spread like wildfire, social media erupted into a frenzy. Twitter threads exploded overnight, with hashtags like #WhereIsNancy, #SavannahsFight, and #MaskedMystery trending globally. Fans were dissecting every frame of the porch footage, every leaked DM, every cryptic note from the abandoned Range Rover. Some argued the abduction was a professional hit, while others insisted it was someone inside the family pulling the strings. The speculation was endless, and the tension was palpable. Celebrity insiders jumped into the chaos, adding fuel to the fire. One well-known TV personality tweeted, "I've seen kidnapping cases before, but nothing as methodical or chilling as this. Someone is playing a high-stakes game, and SAVANNAH is in the crosshairs." Another leaked an anonymous DM claiming, "I've known Nancy for years." Whoever did this, they knew exactly how to manipulate her world. This is bigger than anyone realizes. The drama wasn't contained, it was bleeding into every corner of the entertainment industry, with late-night hosts and gossip platforms dissecting every detail like a national thriller. Fans weren't just commenting, they were organizing. Online forums began tracking every Walmart purchase, every cell tower ping, every Range Rover sighting, trying to reconstruct the abductor's path. Some fans even claimed to spot hidden messages in Nancy's last posts, theorizing she may have left a warning for SAVANNAH. One viral TikTok compiled all the surveillance footage, DMs, and financial transaction leaks into a 60-second montage, racking up millions of views in hours, with the comment section a chaotic mix of outrage, fear, and disbelief. Meanwhile, debates erupted among supporters and skeptics alike. Some fans criticized SAVANNAH for being too public, claiming that the abductor was watching and reacting in real time. Others rallied behind her, praising her bravery and determination to find her mother. Influencers on Instagram posted dramatic prayer threads for Nancy, while YouTube commentators uploaded emotional breakdowns of the Range Rover footage, claiming the abduction was straight out of a thriller movie. The division was clear. Everyone had an opinion, and everyone felt they knew the truth. Even Hollywood insiders began hinting at a deeper conspiracy. Leaked group chats suggested that a high-profile producer may have connections to some of the locations linked to the case, raising questions about whether this was purely a personal vendetta or something far more sinister. Every celebrity comment, every online thread, every speculative theory added layers of paranoia, fear, and suspense. The story had transcended a family tragedy. It had become a national obsession, a narrative that blurred the lines between reality and nightmare. And just when the public thought they had grasped the scope of the drama, insiders hinted at a brand new leak coming soon, one that could completely upend what everyone thought they knew about the abduction. Fans held their breath. SAVANNAH's fight was no longer just personal. It had become a high-stakes, public spectacle, and the world was watching, waiting, and questioning. Who can she trust? Who's really behind this nightmare? Just when it seemed the story couldn't get any darker, a shocking new leak sent shockwaves through every corner of the internet. An anonymous source, claiming insider access to the FBI investigation, revealed that the masked figure captured on the porch wasn't a random intruder. It was someone who SAVANNAH and Nancy knew personally. The implications were chilling. Friends, neighbors, even family members had been swept up in a web of deception, and suddenly, trust itself became a dangerous luxury. Leaked text messages, supposedly from the night of the abduction, surfaced on social media. One message read, "Everything is set. She won't see it coming. Make sure SAVANNAH doesn't interfere." Another cryptic note said, "The Range Rover will tell the story." Fans combed through every screenshot, every digital breadcrumb, trying to decipher whether the messages were from an outside criminal network or someone inside Nancy's own circle. The theories spiraled, each one darker than the last. Then came the most jaw-dropping revelation. Investigators reportedly discovered a second, hidden glove buried near the original site. This glove contained traces of both male and female DNA, none of which matched any existing criminal records. The presence of female DNA opened an entirely new angle. Was there an accomplice close to Nancy? Someone she trusted implicitly? The public was stunned. Social media exploded with speculation. Could this be a betrayal so intimate it shattered the very core of the family? Celebrity insiders didn't hold back. One late-night host exclaimed on air, "This isn't just a kidnapping, it's a masterclass in manipulation and betrayal." If what we're hearing is true, Savannah's fight has only just begun. The real danger might be closer than anyone dares to imagine. Fans were glued to every feed, every leaked snippet, every new report, desperate for answers, but every answer seemed to raise 10 more questions.